No job? How come? Great question. Anybody who sees this wonders how the heck I accumulated this without actually having a job. Long story short, you live with somebody who lets you borrow their card. But the main reason why I don't have a job is because I have social anxiety and I don't like the idea of going out there to work for somebody else like a regular 9 to 5. I did work out there once for my parents while we did have a business, but that shut down, and ever since then I never tried to sign up for a job. Actually, I take that back. I did go out there for an interview once to become like a dishwasher at some restaurant, and I never heard back from them, so I never bothered trying again because it was kind of nerve-wracking for me. In case you don't know, I have extreme social anxiety to the point where it's really crippling, and I find it very hard to function out there with people. I don't know if you guys can sense that, but if you're like, what are you talking about? You make videos and you have like thousands of followers. What do you mean social anxiety? I don't sense that in the video. Yeah, it's okay for me to like sit here and talk to myself with my phone and not have to worry about interacting with anybody else, and I can edit it. But I am super anxious when it comes to real life conversations and phone calls especially. It's super bad. Like, it's really hell awkward. And not only do I dislike dealing with things like customer service, I also don't like to deal with interviews. Just the process of getting myself to sign up is mentally painful for me. So I would actually prefer if someone could just like tell me to start tomorrow on the job without any interview or anything like that, and I could probably do that. Maybe if I had a job where I could just work and mind my own business in the corner without having to interact with anybody or do any customer service, I think I would be okay and be a good productive worker. At my first and last job, my parents were there to hold my hand and help me through a difficult situation whenever there was problems with customers. I didn't have to go through any interview process because they're the ones who made me work anyway, so I didn't have to deal with any of that, and it was totally fine. I was able to use my phone at work, I was able to crochet at work whenever I had the free time, and I was in charge of doing my own thing in my corner. Sometimes I had to deal with things like being in the cashier setting and like deal with money, even though I'm really bad at math and I honestly hate doing that too. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I don't want to do out there because it's like really hard and it just raises my anxiety, and it's really bad. The last thing I want to do is have like an actual mental breakdown in the middle of work out there because I don't know how to deal with some Karen. One time I was at work and I was dealing with this old man who was angry at me for something, and I was at a loss for words. So when I was at a loss for words, I just kept moving my hand like this, trying to find the right words. And he's like, "What are we doing here? Playing basketball?" And I just got so red and like I didn't know what to say to him. Like I was like, how am I going to calm this customer down? Because my parents were not around at that very moment and they had to leave or something. And I was pretty much taking over the place. And I didn't know what to do, and he was so angry at me, and I was so scared. I was gonna break down, I swear. That work environment specifically had a lot more older people, and they saw me as a young person, and like I looked like I could be like 14 to 16. Apparently that's what they told me. And so they would pick on me and try to take advantage of the fact that I was working there and try to, you know, get things charged for cheaper price or for free or whatever and get me to do like free labor. So after 2.5 years of that hell, I really didn't want to do this anymore if I could get away from it. And that's why I'm sitting here making videos for you guys. So because it kind of does help pay me if you guys watch my videos, or if you use like the links in my bios and purchase things through there, then it also helps me out as well. I like to stay home, create art, and talk about art, and that's pretty much what I want to do for a living.